If you don't have a good credit score or not working on building your credit score, life will be more expensive for you for no reason at all. In this video, I'll show you how you can easily increase your credit score from 0 to hero in no time. You might think to yourself, why would I listen to this dude on YouTube on how to build a good credit score? What does he know? You might want to listen because I'm speaking to you out of experience. Let's check my credit score real quick. Also, as you can see here, my status is pretty good in 5 out of the 6 factors that make up your credit score. So I hope you stay with me in this video as I do my best to help you boost your credit score, and all I ask in return for you is to please hit the like button on the video, subscribe to my channel, and click that notifications bell to make sure you're notified whenever I publish new awesome videos for you like this one. Let me just quickly introduce myself to the new 30,000 people who joined my channel over the last couple of weeks to just explain why and how I know so much about this topic. Wow, 30,000 people. It's sort of still very surreal for me, especially that I have a fear of public speaking. I can't imagine talking to the 30,000 people in front of me, but thank you. Thank you all for taking the time to watch my videos and subscribing and commenting and liking. I really, really appreciate it. So my name is Rami, I live in New York, and I developed some sort of an obsession with credit cards, points, and miles. It's a healthy obsession, don't worry. This obsession started around 2015 when I wanted to travel with my wife to Hong Kong and Thailand, and just couldn't imagine sitting on a plane in a tight seat for 16 hours. I'm 6'2", you probably can tell from the video. So the only way I would do it is to travel in business or first class, and obviously I can't afford that. But I kinda knew that there are ways to leverage points and miles to fly in a premium cabin for pennies on the dollar. So I dove into the research. 5 years later, my wife and I opened a total of 74 credit cards between the two of us and earned about 6 million points, and we redeemed 3.1 million points for travel around the world that will cost more than $180,000. Now, this is very extreme and you don't need to do any of that to achieve a high credit score. But my experience with credit cards taught me how to really boost my credit score, and I want to help you get your credit score over 750. And I'll also give you the one trick that could boost your credit score in as little as 30 days. So keep watching. Now let's start with step 1. Whether you're starting from 0 or rebuilding your credit, get yourself a secured credit card. A secured credit card is an actual credit card. It's not a debit card or a prepaid card. It's designed for people who are looking to build or rebuild their credit. This can be someone who has bad credit or no credit history at all. Unlike a debit card or a prepaid card, the issuer of a secured card may share your activities such as your monthly payment history with the major credit bureaus like Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. This can help you build a credit history, improve your credit health, and eventually upgrade to an unsecured, no deposit card. So it's called a secured credit card because your credit line is secured by money that you deposit with the credit card company. The most popular one in the market right now is the Capital One Secured MasterCard. This one is great and it has no annual fees, and you can start with the deposit as low as $49. Now, the deposit you leave with them is the security deposit for them, but in return, they'll give you that amount as a revolving credit. And that's what you need to build your credit. You can also get access to a higher credit line after making your first 5 monthly payments on time with no additional deposit needed. Another secured card that you can get, which I personally prefer, is the Discover It Secured card. This card also has no annual fees. It comes with a minimum required deposit of $200, but it comes with nice perks like cashback, and after 8 months, they'll automatically evaluate your account, and if you follow all the rules I'll explain in this video and you pass, they'll give you back your deposit money and then give you an unsecured credit card, which will then help you really increase your credit score and improve it even further. So now that you got your credit card, congratulations. Now let's talk about the most important rules to follow and how to play this game to achieve a high score. The first thing that you must do is never ever carry a balance on your credit card. Just always pay your credit card bill in full and on time each and every month. This first rule accounts for 35% of your score. The best way to make sure that you never miss a payment is once you get your credit card, go to your online account and turn on auto pay. This way you never have to worry about forgetting to pay your bill on time. The next thing you'll have to pay attention to is your utilization rate. This is the amount of credit you use each month versus the amount of total credit line you have. In order to get an excellent score, you should never use more than 10% of your credit line. So if you get the Discover It card, for example, and put $200 as your deposit, and that's how much of a credit line they give you, then you shouldn't use more than 10% of that each month, which is $20. Now, if you want to use your credit card on more things each month, then you might have to consider putting a large deposit to only still use the 10%. But if your goal is just to achieve a high credit score, then it doesn't matter. You can keep only $200 deposit and just make sure that each month you buy something that's $20 or less and pay it off each and every month. Doing this alone for a few months is good enough to boost your credit score really, really high. This utilization rate counts for 30% of your credit score, which is huge. But here's the thing though, don't think you can get the $200 revolving credit and just never use it and keep your utilization rate at 0 and expect to get a high score. That won't work. They actually want to see you use at least 1% of your credit line each and every month to see that you're responsible with it and you're able to pay it off each month. The third portion of your credit score comes from the types of credit you have. This is not that important, but just have an idea about it. This is where they look at how you manage different types of loans. So there are installment loans and revolving credit. Installment loans are things like mortgage, student loans, car loans, or personal loans that you take out. Basically things that you borrowed money to get and pay off every month. The other type of loan is revolving credit, which you already have covered with your credit card. Now, both of these installment loans and revolving credit account for 10% of your credit score. Next is the number of hard inquiries. Whenever you try to get a loan or apply for a credit card, then the lender will put an inquiry on your credit to check your credit worthiness and see if they're comfortable with lending money or not. So every inquiry that hits your credit report dings your score a little bit and doesn't fall off of your credit report for 2 years. So don't go on a credit card application spree. Try to keep your hard inquiries number low. This only accounts for 10% of your credit score. Finally, we have the average age of history. And this is the only part on my score that's not perfect since I applied for so many new cards in the last 5 years. So when you average them out with only a couple of credit cards that I've had for longer than that, my average age of history is less than 5 years. The best way to maintain a good average age of history is after you graduate from a secured credit card is to get a couple of no annual fee credit cards like the Chase Freedom or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. And since they have no annual fees and they don't cost you anything to keep them long term, even if you're not using them, you can keep them forever and they'll help with your average age of history when you keep them for 10, 15, 20 years or just forever. This average age of history counts for 15% of your score. And this is like the boss level in a video game. You can probably easily manage the first few rules, but this one is just a game of time. You have to be in it for a long time to really reach that perfect 850 credit score, which is completely unnecessary. Anything above 750 or 760 is considered great. Now, the best way to keep track of all of this is what is called doing a soft inquiry on your credit score, to check it yourself to see your progress. Building a credit score is one of those things that the more you see the results, the better you want to get at it. Kinda like losing weight. Every day you step on the scale to see how much you've lost. And when you see that what you're doing is working, the more you want to continue to do it. So I recommend downloading the free app Credit Karma or going to their website. They let you enter some basic information, including your social security, of course, and check your credit score from TransUnion and Equifax for free. Now let me tell you about that trick that I mentioned earlier that could boost your score so high in as little as 30 days. And that is being an authorized user. A lot of credit cards let you add what's called an authorized user on your account. That's someone who gets their own card with their name on it, but they'll have your same credit card account number. And whenever they charge something on that card, it goes on your account. But here's the benefit. Being an authorized user on someone's account lets you adopt their credit score. That's incredible. So if you have a parent, a son, a daughter, a family member, or a friend who you trust and they trust you, and they have a great credit score, better than yours, much better than yours if possible, ask them to add you as an authorized user to one of their credit cards. It usually costs nothing on most credit cards, other than premium cards like the Amex Platinum and the Chase Sapphire Reserve. You don't even have to use the card, so the person adding you doesn't have to worry about you buying a car with their credit card or something and not paying them back. After they add you, it'll take about a month or so to be reported on your credit report, and you'll have yourself an incredible new high credit score by doing nothing. So why do you need a good credit score? For multiple reasons, but the important reason is having an easier and cheaper life. Having a good credit score allows you to borrow money at the lowest interest rate possible. So when you go buy a house, buy a car, or anything that needs you to borrow money to have an installment loan like we talked about earlier, having a good score will give you access to the lowest interest rates available, which can save you thousands of dollars a year, especially when you're buying something very expensive like a house. An interest rate of 4% instead of 5 or 6% can make a huge difference on something that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's it, guys. Hope by now you know what to do to improve your credit score dramatically and why it's great to have a high credit score. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that notifications bell. Also, check out some of the valuable links I have for you in the description, like the chance to get 2 free stocks with Webull investing app, with one of them potentially being up to $1,400 when you deposit only $100. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.